Hey, makeup lovers and others. Welcome back to Contour and Candor. I am quite tired today. My face is very tired because I was up late working to the wee hours. And so just going to do a fun face, a fast face. Hopefully it'll be fun too. I feel like I have to hunch over when I do these videos I'm still learning. I'm learning. All right, pull in. There we go. So just put on this super peptide from Essence. I tried it for the first time yesterday. I love it. I'm so happy with that. All right. So I have 4 grandchildren. My 2 grandnieces and 2 grandnephews. So my youngest grandnephew, who is not the youngest of all, but he's the youngest up here, up north, he just came over for a visit, and the sweetest thing. So I said to him, Owie, what is your favorite thing to do in the summertime? And he said to me, visit you. And my heart exploded. So, how sweet is that? I mean, anyway, so I love the fact that even though I never got to be a mom, I got to be an aunt 9 times over, and I get to be a great aunt. And my other 3 grands live in the South, and they came up for a visit earlier this summer, and I just love them all. They're so amazing. And the northern contingency met the southern contingency for the first time this summer, and they played so nicely together. And my my oldest, who is 8, he was so lovely with his little boy cousin who's 4.5. And they played so nicely together, as the girls did. I have a 5-year-old grandniece, and then as of yesterday, a 3-year-old grandniece. Her birthday was yesterday, and she had a blast. I got to FaceTime with her, and she's just a joy. They're all, they all have personalities. They all have their own minds, which I love, and they're all a little quirky, which I also love, but so grateful for them. So grateful for my niece and nephew-in-law and nephew and niece-in-law who are generous with their children, as my sisters were, and my brother is, was. I guess they're adults now. They're all adults with their children. But yeah, it's just such a blessing. Children really are. All right. So what did I do? I don't even know. It's like I'm on autopilot. I did the Ola Hendrickson. I used the House Labs Love Triclone something skin foundation. Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. And don't ask me what shade it's in, because that was the hardest thing in the world to figure out. And now I can't even read it. But if you can have the patience to find your shade, it is a fabulous foundation. All right. And it's lasting a long time. I hope it doesn't go off before I use it all. All right, let's do some quick contour. After all, the name of the channel is Contour and Candor. Okay, I had thoughts. I even wrote down thoughts of ideas to talk to you all about. Oh, one thing that, speaking of children, but is even more important for adults, is manners. Yes, manners. And so just thinking about, I mean, it's kind of a strange argument. It used to be manners were a given, and now they're not. And the argument is, well, manners are just artificial social constructs, and who says what is good manners and what isn't good manners. And to that I say, look, we live in a society. We are not Lone Ranger agents. We live up against each other, next to each other. We interact day in and day out. And so there have to be some social expectations of what is appropriate and what is inappropriate. So I'm going to stand on that. So the one thing, manners are often regionally specific, culturally specific, etc. And so where I grew up, we did not call adults who were close adults to us, other than so like our close neighbors. We did not call them by their last names. We called them by their first names, no matter how old or young we were. So Patty was Patty, Jean was Jean, and Reach was Reach, or Big Reach, because there was a little Reach. But there was no disrespect intended in doing that. That was what was socially acceptable at the time. Then I would go to dancing school, and it would be Miss Nancy and Miss Margie, because that was dancing school etiquette. And then in the South, I was in this phenomenal Bible study when I lived outside of Atlanta, and the Bible study leaders were these two women who were in their 60s, and they were just these remarkable women. And I was in my 40s at the time, yes, 40s, and so I always called them Miss Dottie, Miss Peggy, and out of respect, that was just the way that you would, and we would teach my nieces and nephews who lived in the South, you would always call Mr. Carl, Miss Janice, you would call people who were, older than you, whether they were in their 30s, 40s, whatever, as you're growing up, you would show them that respect. So that was what was culturally appropriate there. But everywhere it is culturally appropriate to smile at people, to say to a clerk, hey, how are you doing? Are you having a good day? Or how are you doing? Make small talk, just something that acknowledges their humanity is so important. Thank you. Please. Yeah, so it's amazing, holding doors, not just for women if you're a man, but for each other. We hold doors. The other big issue, which I can't believe it's even an issue, like how is this an issue? Thank you notes. Thank you notes. If someone takes the time to purchase a gift for you, to spend their hard-earned money, you write them a note of thanks. So recently, I attended my my nephew and his fiance's wedding shower, and got them a little gift, a couple little gifts, and I was so delighted when I received the thank you note from his fiance. Just a lovely note, thoughtful detail, just one detail. It was so great to have you with us. It meant a lot to me that I didn't need to be thanked, because I love them and I'm so excited for them. And I almost hate that made work for her, that she, as she's planning a wedding, although she's mostly finished planning a wedding. But the fact that she took the time and what she said meant so much to me. It wasn't generic. And it's just a great sign that he's marrying someone with good manners and you'll hopefully have children and raise them with good manners. But I do find in life, it never hurts to be polite. It never hurts. It never hurts to apologize when you bump into someone. Although I tend to apologize when someone bumps into me, and that's kind of stupid. Oh, you know what? I'm going to try. I got this. I posted a video trying this out for the first time, but I did not try out the pinky shade. So I just laid down some cream from Thrive Cosmetics. And this, I forget what shade this is. It's the only one I have. So if I've given it to you before, it's the same shade. So now I'm going to go in that pinky. This is from Essence, the Mauve collection. Literally like $4. Pretty. Okay. Yeah, I like it. Subtle, just a hint of the pink. And not too garish. Yay, I like it. Brightens things up a little, doesn't it? And now I'm going to go in with the brown in the brownie taupe, grayish, whatever we're calling this. For $4, don't expect to have fancy names on the back. Yeah. Okay. So good manners don't have to be false. They shouldn't be false. They shouldn't be fakey. Like my mom, who grew up in Pittsburgh, like as I did, but for much longer, for all of her growing up and her early adulthood. So she'll say things about the South. She does not love the South the way that I love the South. So, after visiting me for 30 some years down there, all over the South, she would say, oh, but they're fakey. And I always said, and I mean this, I don't even care if they are being fake. I don't care. Because my day is more pleasant. I like it. I'm fine with it. But I don't believe they're being fake, most people. No more than anyone else appears being fake. But I do think that just the way that your day goes is better for people expressing politeness. Still, the best is when you know it's sincere. And that is one thing I do love about Pittsburgh, is I think we're incapable of faking sincerity, friendliness. I think we are. I think they take it out of you at Allegheny County hospitals. I was born at the Gig Women's in Pittsburgh. Shout out. Thank you for getting me here safely. Although I was almost born in the hallway, according to my mom. They checked her, and I guess they thought she had plenty of time, and then she's finally, now I was her third baby, so she knew by then. And she's like, hello, I'm having this baby now. They said, oh, Mrs. Wilson, you're not having this baby now. She's like, I'm having this baby now. And they looked, and they were like, oh my gosh, you're having this baby now. So yeah, I was almost born in the hallway. My dad was having a milkshake downstairs when I was born. I like to remind him of that periodically. You missed me. Not that the men came in 57 years ago, but still, you were enjoying a milkshake while my mother was in agony. And I was being born. All right. Just kidding. Love him. He is out playing golf, which is wonderful. I am praising God for that. At 83, he had some health issues, and how thankful are we that he came through that and is once again thriving. We do not take a second of it for granted. I particularly today, a dear friend of mine lost her dad this week, and he was 87 and a remarkable guy. But it is hard, isn't it? Like, my heart breaks for her. I'm so grateful that she had the years that she did with him and how wonderful he was as a dad, a granddad, a great granddad. And, truly, I knew him not well, but enough to see his character on display. Just a good man. Loved his family, adored his wife, who is thankfully still very much with us, and with her family. But yeah, yes, our octogenarian parents can drive us crazy at times, but boy, are we fortunate when we have them. Have to remind ourselves sometimes. We really are. And I love, oh my gosh, seeing my grand nieces and nephews with my parents is fantastic, but in particular my dad. So the last time, not this time, but the last time my grandnephew was here swimming, my younger grandnephew, my dad, who used to do magic, was a hobbyist magician. He said, Owen, after you go swimming, I'm going to show you some magic tricks. Owen's all like, he's so brilliant, this child, 4 years old. And I know everybody says that, but let me ask you, can your 4-year-old tell time on an analog clock? Does your 4-year-old know the difference between Roman numerals and regular numerals that I can't even think of what they're called right now, but you know what I'm talking about? Because mine can. Does your 4-year-old read anything put in front of him? Because mine does. I know I'm bragging, but the kid's brilliant. He really is. I mean, like, how is that possible? Anyway, so after Owen went swimming, Boompaw showed him some magic tricks. My dad was in his glory, but Owen was in his glory. He just loved it. And the wheels go with that kid. He's just figuring things out. Just an amazing kid. Quirky, love him. He walks in. Oh, he said to me today, he pointed at my dog, who's a girl, but he goes, Tonti, that's your son. And I said, daughter, she's a girl. My sweet dog. But he loves my dog, and he's a little shy about dogs because he doesn't have one. And his Grammy, my sister, has 2 dogs who are too big for him and too energetic for him, and he gets very much afraid because they have scraped him with their nails when they jump up on him because they're jumpers. And I'm going to babysit them for a few days starting tomorrow, and I'm very excited. I love those girls. What makes me very sad is I'll have to leave my baby here in the care of others because their backyard, while fenced, is fenced for big dogs, and my little dog can sneak out underneath, and she will. She has. And they live on a busier street, so that is just not acceptable. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'm back in with this for the lower lashes. So, yeah, I like it. Yeah, kids are a treasure, and they drive us crazy all at the same time, like octogenarians. Just saying, don't tell. All right, let me just do a quick check. Blended, looking in the mirror, blended pretty well, but not great. I know, should not blend with fingers, but I did. Ha! So just mascara on the top, and we are finito. Oh my gosh, could I do under 20 minutes? Oh, I'm so close. Okay, here we go. We're going to do the world's fastest mascara. I'm going to put some lipstick on if I have time. Oh, I have 10 seconds. Okay. I may not have time. 6 seconds. We're not going to have time. Okay. Thanks. Remember, God loves you, and I'm grateful for you. Bye.